Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to explain the prisoner's dilemma, one of the most important ideas in game theory. The prisoner's dilemma describes a situation where two people would both be better off cooperating, but each has a strong incentive to act in their own self-interest and defect. The twist is that when both people choose to protect themselves instead of cooperating, they actually end up with a worse outcome. It shows how hard cooperation can be, even when it clearly benefits everyone. So to show how this works, let's look at a real life example. Imagine two online companies, company A and company B, who both sell the exact same product. Each seller has two ultimate choices: cooperate by keeping their prices high, or defect by lowering their prices to steal customers. If both sellers keep prices high, they both earn solid profits, but each one has a temptation. If they lower their price while the other keeps theirs high, they can grab most of the customers and make more money. But if both sellers choose to lower their prices, they end up in a price war, and both of them make less than ultimately before. So this is the payoff table. It's kind of there to compare the two companies. So if company A, let's say, cooperates and company B defects, A makes 300 and B makes 1,000 because defecting makes more money by stealing customers. And this is a great example because it can show the overall values and how much each company can make or lose based off the table. So now, a dominant strategy is the choice that gives you the best outcome no matter what the other person does. So for both sellers, the dominant strategy is to defect, lowering their price because it always leads to higher individual payoff. The Nash equilibrium is the point where neither seller can switch strategies and do better. So in this example, the Nash equilibrium is both sellers choosing to defect, where they each would earn $400. The outcome is stable, but it's also worse than if they had been cooperating and they ultimately earned $800. So how can the companies/sellers avoid this bad outcome? Cooperation can be encouraged through repeated interactions. One common strategy is called the tit-for-tat method. You start by cooperating, and if the other person defects, you defect the next round, and if they return to cooperation, you cooperate again. The strategy builds trust because cheating gets punished, but cooperation obviously gets rewarded. Other ways to promote cooperation include clear communication, price matching agreements, or focusing on long-term customer relationships instead of short-term gains, like money. So that's the prisoner's dilemma, a simple but powerful model that explains why rational decisions can still lead to outcomes that are bad for everyone. Game theory helps us understand real-world competition and how cooperation sometimes needs structure or incentives to work. Thank you.